What's up, y'all? What is up? It's your girl EJ, and I am back with another The Shy Talk. Now, we're going to be talking about Season 5, Episode 10, the finale, and we're going to be focusing on Tracy, Douda, Jada, and Darnell. Let's get into it, y'all. Okay, y'all, so this season was all about black love, but we all know that not every story can have a happy ending. Now, it seems like your girl Tracy just doesn't ever seem to get her happy ending. I mean, there was that time when Ronnie was killed right in front of her when they were just rekindling their relationship. Then she gets with Douda, then he gets sent away, then he comes back, and now he's having to get back involved in this criminal life. I mean, she just doesn't ever get to catch a break, it seems like. But somebody who did catch a break and somebody that did have a happy ending was Jada and Darnell, y'all. And it was a beautiful wedding. There's not really a lot to say about this, but, your boy Darnell came through, in Darnell fashion. He talks about, how, he's not cheap. He just likes to save his money. And he saved his money and he buys them a house. This was his wedding present to his new wife, the person that he knew he was meant to be with. So I think that sometimes, second chances, they can work. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people need a break and then they can come back together, especially when they have the type of relationship that Jada and Darnell had grown, because they didn't have it at first, mind you. But it is something that they grew and blossomed into a real actual friendship. So anyway, I thought that was really dope, and I was really happy for these two characters finally tying the knot and getting their happy ending. Now let's get on back to your boy Douda, and let's talk about all the shenanigans that he was doing in this episode, y'all. So first and foremost, your boy Douda, of course, has went and shot Q. Now, he did call Trig and has enlisted his help in getting rid of the body. Now, of course, Trig didn't know this when he got in the car, but once he got out of the car and went to the trunk, he could see that Q was still alive and that Douda, of course, had shot him, and Douda just went ahead and finished him off. And he lets Trig know, like, hey, you have something to lose just like I do. So he chooses Trig because he needed somebody who did have something to lose, which makes complete sense when you're making calculated moves. You know what I'm saying? And when you need certain people to be certain things and do certain things. So I understand why he did what he did, because it just makes calculated sense. Now, Trig, of course, is not feeling this, and he is not happy about this. He talks to Marcus about it, and Marcus is like, we still got that tape. Let's just release that tape. Of course, Trig doesn't want to do it at the moment, but he is going to end up doing it later. Now, in my opinion, I think that this was a bad move on Trig's part to release that tape. I think that for somebody like Douda, that you keep them close. You know what I'm saying? Like, you let them think that they have the upper hand. You let them think that you're on their side, but you have to be making a plan. You have to be just as calculated as they are. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, to be real, to be honest, I personally, in my opinion, do not think that Douda is all bad. I think that Douda is somebody who is on a line. He wants to be good, but he can't be. He says he's trying to protect Trig. He's trying to protect Tracy. He's trying to protect Rock House. He's trying to protect Trinity House. And while I do actually believe that this is truly what he's trying to do, at the same time, it's hard for you to manage the dark and the light. You know what I'm saying? Somebody does have to manage the dark, like he said. So that means that he can't be the light if he has to manage the dark. He has to do stuff that everybody else is not going to be willing to do. Now, I'm not condoning any of this stuff. I'm just simply saying that this is what makes sense, But anyway, so Douda actually makes a few moves this particular episode. One thing that he does that I wasn't feeling, because I just don't want Emmett involved in anything. I feel like the character Emmett has made this full circle, and it almost feels like they're trying to bring back this Brandon storyline. And I'm just like, that storyline is gone. Just let it go. But, Douda goes to Emmett and he makes him an offer to be an investor so that he can franchise Smokies. And we all know that Emmett was kind of vulnerable at that time, about money. They had just went to saw that painting and all that type of stuff. And he was really vulnerable. So I felt like he was going to accept it. And he did. And I just don't think it was the best move, but hey, I guess we'll see how this goes. But it does feel like Emmett knows a lot about Douda, like just as far as the basics, the stuff that he needs to know. So I don't feel like he's going into it with his eyes closed. I feel like he's going into it with his eyes open and kind of knowing what he's getting himself into. Now, another move that Douda made was he needed somebody to be his eyes and ears. So Nook made the suggestion that he reach out to Bakari because Bakari, had pulled that gun on him and he was kind of impressed by that whole situation. So they do reach out to Bakari. And of course, with Bakari being in the situation that he's in, he's really in no position to say no. He needs the money. He needs the money like very badly. So of course, as long as it didn't have nothing to do with no snitching, he was down for it and he was cool. So that's another move that Douda made on this episode. Now, Douda does try to declare his love for Tracy, but Tracy just really ain't trying to hear it after Trig put that tape out showing what he did. And I don't know. I don't think it's over for them necessarily, but I do think that she won't go back into a relationship with him so easily. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't know, because I feel like Tracy has always known who Douda was, but I think she just loves him regardless of who he is. And the fact that she thought that he was making these strides and steps to try to be something different and trying to do better, maybe that's what it was. I mean, honestly, I don't know. Let me know what y'all think, because sometimes I just be confused by Tracy sometimes. I don't know where she be at. And pretty much that's everything that happened with Douda. Those are all of the major things that happened with him. Those are all the major moves that he made on this particular finale. Let me know what y'all thought about Douda this particular episode. Let me know what y'all think is going to happen in the future with him. Let me know if you're interested in seeing more of him, more of the gangster aspect of the Shy, because I know a lot of people prefer more of that in the show, and we're kind of turned off by the direction that the show was going. I personally love it myself. I like both. If it makes sense, it just makes sense. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about it. And until next time, guys, peace.